All right, so you're working at the Iowa Independent this summer. Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing there and about the paper itself and what they're doing this summer?
So I'm working at the Iowa Independent this summer, and it's an internship I'm really excited about because it's an online-only publication, and it's a nonprofit. And those are two of the journalism models that I'm really interested in right now. What the Iowa Independent is, it's part of a national network of basically impact journalists, and so people donate to the national network, and then they fund these statewide networks. And so the nonprofit status kind of allows us to focus less on selling papers or whatever, and more on just like good impact journalism. What I'm doing at the Iowa Independent is basically just I'm a staff reporter. We do a ton of politics coverage, a ton of public affairs coverage, and with the primaries this summer and the elections coming up in November, there's a ton going on. So far, just in my first week, I've talked to two of the gubernatorial hopefuls. Last night I spent poring over campaign finance reports, which were terrible. Like, there's just like this 90-page list of numbers, and my financial accounting class that I took this past semester came in a little bit of help, but it was still pretty rough. Just really boring, and you just gotta like pick through and like try to find, interesting tidbits. But it's a publication I've read for a long time, and I really appreciate, and so to be getting my byline there this summer is really cool.
Okay. Will you will you keep that job once the semester starts and juggle that with the Daily Iowan as well?
It's just a summer gig,
Okay.
and so I'm taking the summer off from the Daily Iowan, and in the fall I'll be back at the Daily Iowan, doing more politics reporting here.
Okay.
But it's really cool to, it's a lot of the same subject matter. I'll be covering, the same politics when I'm back at the Daily Iowan, but just to get a little bit different kind of coverage. The online-only coverage is really different from the print coverage, so it's really helping me diversify my skill set.
Okay. You want to tell people a little bit about what you do at the Daily Iowan and your role there?
Sure. At the Daily Iowan, I've held about 100 different positions. I came in the summer before my freshman year, and I was just a staff reporter, and that was the summer that the floods happened, so we didn't have a newsroom. So we were working out of computer labs on campus. It was really crazy. And then after a summer of that and a semester of that, I moved up to the video editor. So basically, reporters would go out and shoot video, and my job would be to just stay in the newsroom and cut it up to put it up on the web. After that, I was the opinions editor for a little while. So basically, I was in charge of our editorial writers and columnists, and we wrote, a page's worth of commentary and opinions articles each day. And that was a lot of fun. It was a really difficult job because all of my staffers were at least like 3 years older than me, and so like trying to keep them in line was a little bit tough. But I definitely think writing opinions for a while helped. It gave me a new perspective on news writing, and so it kind of enhanced my skills there. After that, I became the convergence editor, which is like, I didn't even know what it was coming in. It was kind of like, there was no job description. I just had to kind of craft it myself. And so I worked with social networking and more video and multimedia, and trying to make sure all the staffs at the Daily Iowan kind of worked together. And then after that, I was assistant metro editor, and so I worked with the news staff. It's kind of like our biggest staff, which produces like news coverage about the campus and city in eastern Iowa. And then next semester, I'm just going back to just regular reporting. I think I moved up the chain a little bit too quickly, and I didn't get, all of the groundwork I wanted to get, and so I opted to just do some reporting, and I'm really excited for that because I think I'll be able to do some more in-depth stuff, some stuff that the younger reporters maybe can't get a grasp on.
Okay. Go ahead.
So you're looking forward to getting back to that. Of those other positions you held, do you have a favorite one, or is it just the reporting that?
I like them all. I like things about all of them. Opinions editor was probably one of my favorites just because there was so much freedom it was basically, there was a page that day and you could do whatever you wanted with it. And so just that freedom and like that ability to kind of craft what I wanted to was really cool.
Okay. Yeah, my question was going to be, after holding all these positions and, somewhat positions of power, you think you're going to have any problems taking orders, going back to just being a reporter, or are you going to clash with your editors a little bit more?
Definitely in a newsroom, like, you have to have that power structure. Like, if reporters aren't listening to their editors, like, it's not going to work out. And so it's going to be a little bit weird going back to being a reporter and having editors that are younger than me and who I have been their boss in the past. It's going to be a little bit weird. But at the same time, as long as we all have the same goal in mind, that we're just producing good coverage, I think it's going to be okay. And also, this past semester, one thing we've lacked was having leaders within the staff. All of our reporters were very young, and so I think that having an older reporter on staff and someone with a little more experience will kind of give the younger reporter something to strive for and make it a little bit more competitive, I hope.
Okay.